Hi everyone, this is Sophie for my Transmedia project pitch. Um, so to start, I'm gonna talk about what roles I think I could fit for our project. So number one, I feel like I could be a good writer slash researcher. I'm a creative writing major, so that's kind of my life, what I'm learning about. I'm currently taking poetry writing, screenwriting, and fiction writing. This is not my first go around in college as a writer. Um, I've written quite a lot ever since I was in about the fourth or fifth grade. I have experience with a lot of fantasy kind of style writing. I've done a lot of fiction writing in my time. I've actually written about 4 or 5 novels in my life, although I admit none of them have ever been published, but that's because the process of finding a literary agent is very difficult, but I won't get into that because that's just too much. I'm currently writing an article for the Ball Bearings magazine Pod 3 for online, which will be coming out relatively soon. But I am developing my skill set in what type of writing I can actually do, which can make me more marketable in real life. But I feel like writing is probably where I could best be put. However, there are two others I think could be a good fit, considering that I feel like there's probably a lot of good writers out there too. Um, I think a media designer could be a potentially good fit. I am used to working with different types of medias. I've worked with web design, sound design, currently image design. I manage the Ball State saxophone Instagram for the Pride of Mid-America. I've experienced with Adobe Audition, so that's my sound. I'm currently working on building my experience in Photoshop, but I can do the basics. Of course, I can always look up some videos to help me along if there's something more complicated that we want to do. I have no problem creating a YouTube channel, so if we want to create accounts for whatever storyline it is we want to make, I have no issue making those accounts. I have experience doing that, which I mean, I guess all of us do, but I'm relatively good at making up the content and managing those kinds of accounts very well. The other thing that I think I could work with is a producer slash project manager. I do have experience with being involved in kind of more of a leadership role. I know we're all guilty of procrastination, but I'm also kind of like, let's try to get things done early because if we have them done early, earlier the better, especially if there becomes a problem that has to be fixed. If something like that happens, then, I hate to see everything crash and burn because of one thing being wrong. Um, so, in terms of my ideas, I actually have three. I am, of course, open to any. These are just things that I think kind of sound like my realm of writing and what I like. So the first one is just super simple. It's a scavenger hunt around campus. We could make it into anything, like any type of scavenger hunt. I was just thinking in terms of like if we want to get actual photos of places that we can claim, like, yeah, we took these ourselves, then, we have all the access that we need right around us. It just makes it easier. We can do it in whatever style we want. The second idea that I had, it's a little bit more complex. It's a kind of murder mystery idea that I think Alex mentioned. A lot of people were kind of intrigued by that. Um, an idea that I thought was we make more than one character to have the audience follow so they can kind of pick which character they want. I really don't think it's quite the best idea to have just one character if we're doing a storyline, just because typically if you only have one character, that means that there's not a whole lot of room to grow or cause conflict. And conflict is what pushes your story forward. So you want to make sure that your audience has two different characters at the least. And I think it could be very interesting if we choose to do multiple characters that the people can then follow. So, they can pick, oh, this person is going this way. this person is going this way, like I can pick and choose who I want to follow at what time. And now here's the difficult part that, might make it a bit too complicated. But if we could try on at least a couple of medias to have separate accounts for some of those characters or for important characters, then I think that could add like an extra special like little touch or whatever. The last idea that I had was kind of a virus outbreak. Doesn't have to be zombies, but just something where we can do YouTube like survival videos. We could do newspaper clippings. We could do social media posts, like, whoever's out there, like, just know I'm on my last can of beans or something like that. I don't know. But I think it could be very interesting, especially because there are some games out there that we can actually see what they think is important for the player to know. So then we can look at these other things and be like, okay, this is what other people think is important. So, like, what can we do to build on that experience? And of course, like, we can interlock those games into our story. So, those are my ideas. This is my pitch. And I hope that you have a great day, and I can't wait to see what happens.